Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I am your instructor, Richard Rost. In today's video, we're going to learn how to create optional parameters for our subs and functions. Now, of course, in order to understand what an optional parameter is, you should know what a regular parameter is, right? So first, if you haven't watched my Intro to VBA class, go watch that first. That'll give you all the basics. About 20 minutes long, teach you everything you need to know to get started programming in VBA. And then after that, if you've never made your own sub or function before, go watch my Create a Function video. I'll teach you how to make your own custom functions in VBA. So at this point, you should know what a function is, how to send information into it, and how to get a value back from it. Well, today we're going to talk about optional parameters, where you can specify things that you might want to send into it, but not always. And in the case that you don't want to bother, you can specify a default value for that parameter. We're going to talk about all that in today's video. All right, so here I am in my Tech Help free template. This is a free database. You can download a copy if you want to. And in my Hello World button down here that I've created, if I go to Build Event, right, my VB code editor opens up, and you can see down here I've got status Hello World. Status is a function that I created that takes in one parameter, right? S as a string. And what does that do? Well, it just simply puts some data into the status box. Okay, let's get rid of that for now. And let's message box something, right? Real simple sub message box space. And you can see there's the prompt, right? Hi there. And yeah, okay, I can't type. And then after that, you see a bunch of stuff in brackets. See the square brackets, right? Buttons, title, help file. Those are all optional parameters. You don't have to specify those if you don't want to. And it also gives you a default. VB OK only is the default. So if I don't put anything in there, just a hijai there, right? Save it, come back out here, close the form, reopen it, hit the button, hijai there. I don't know what hijai is. I have fat fingers. Okay, so in other words, the optional parameters are available for you if you want to use them. If you want to specify a different set of buttons, right? VB critical. Well, you can change the buttons or the little icon that shows up. And you can also go plus, right? VB, yes, no, cancel. That'll give you 3 buttons and the hijai there, right? There you go. That's the critical symbol, right? The little sound that plays and hijai there. Yeah, I gotta change that. I'm cracking myself up. Hi there. All right. So those are what optional parameters are, but you don't have to specify them at all. You can just leave it like that and you'll get the defaults. Now, let's say you're working with your own function. Let's say we're writing a function to, we're going to send it a quantity and a unit price, and we want to calculate the line total of those 2 items and then return that value. All right, so we'll write a real simple function, right? Function, line total, and we'll give it some parameters that are required, right? Regular parameters. Quantity as a double, comma, unit price as a currency. And we'll have that function return a currency. And if you don't know how to do that, go watch the other video I just pointed you to about creating a function. Okay? And all this guy is going to do real simply is just multiply those things together and return it. Right? So line total equals the quantity times the unit price. And that's it. Okay? Now down here, I can say message box line total and then send it my 2 values. You can see right there, quantity as a double, unit price as a currency. All right, so I want 2, 100. So 2 items at $100 a piece. Okay, that's it. Save it, come back out here, click the button. There's my function. Okay, easy enough. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, now let's pretend that I've got this line total calculation, right? This line total function all over the place in my database. All right, so I don't want to have to change the list of parameters that are going into it. All right, and I could even be using this function in multiple databases. Yeah, you could use a global search and replace to find them all, but you still got to go through and change them all and do okay. Anytime you want to make a modification to this, it's a nightmare, right? Let's say I want to add something else to this function here. Let's say I want to add a discount, right? I want to do this multiplication, then subtract a certain number of dollars. Okay, so we'll add another parameter here. All right, I'll come in here and I'll say discount as currency. Okay, and then let's say the one place that I have it, I add that. But then if I go and I compile my database, right, or if I try to run the database, I get argument non-optional. What does that mean? That means you have to specify that discount everywhere this line total function exists. And if you've got it, 500 places in your database, you've got to find them all and add a discount, whether you want it or not. This is where optional comes in, okay? And in older versions of VB, and like in VB script, like what ASP is built on, they don't have an optional parameter, and it really drives me nuts because I still use ASP on my website, which is great. I love it. It works fantastic. It's been 20 years in the running, and it's perfect. But there's no optional parameter, so I either have to make a slightly different function with the new parameter on it, right, or figure something else out. But fortunately, with VBA, we have this thing called optional. We could put the optional keyword in there, okay? So now you could put the discount down in here somewhere, all right? You could put it, depends on how you want to calculate the discount. Is it the discount off the entire line? If it's a discount off the entire line, you'd say it's the quantity times the unit price, right, minus the discount. So if you bought 20 items, you'd still get the same discount. Or if you want to do it the other way, you could say it's the quantity times the unit price minus the discount. That's if you're taking the discount off of each item. So however you want to calculate it, doesn't really matter for the purposes of this example. But now if I go up to debug compile, I'm good. All right, this will work now. Why? Because I made this guy optional. And if I click the button, it works, 200. Now, the default value that you're getting is 0. All right, the reason why is if you don't specify a default value for this, numeric types are all 0. That includes currency values, dates, Boolean values, right? True, false, false will be 0. All right. String values will be an empty string. So if this was a string, it'd be an empty string. Okay. But it's a good, and variants are null, by the way. Variants are a whole different topic, but okay, whatever. But it's a good idea for you to manually specify that just to be sure, just to be safe, put the equal 0 in there. Okay? Just to make sure that you're on the same page with whoever might be reading your code later, including you 10 years from now. So now it's specified as 0. If I come in here, click the button, good to go. All right. If you want to now specify that value somewhere, you can just come in here and go comma, and look at that. There's your discount as currency in square brackets. All right. And put your, -2 in here or whatever. Or let's see, discount minus discount. So it would be a $1 discount, let's say. Okay. And then run it. There you go. You get a $1 discount on each item. Okay. All right, let's add another one. Let's add another optional, because, here's another rule. You got to remember this. Once you have an optional parameter, everything after that has to also be optional. All right, after the first optional parameter, the rest of them after that one have to also be optional. You can't make a required one after that. You could check down in the code here to see if it's, if they don't send it, and you can pop up an error message or do whatever you want. But after your first optional, they all have to be optional. Let me move down to the next line here so we have some room on the screen. Okay, optional discount as currency, comma. Let's do another optional. How about let's do sales tax rate as a double equals 0. Okay, so we're going to add the sales tax rate. It's going to be a double. All right, so 10% is 0.1. And then the default will be 0. Now this makes our calculation a little more difficult down here. That's okay. We're going to dim a sales tax as a currency. Right? We figured out the line total here. So the sales tax is simply, we're going to round the line total times the sales tax rate to 2 decimal places. And then we're going to say the line total equals the line total plus the sales tax. Okay, easy enough, right? I cover a lot more with calculating sales tax in my Access Expert series, but this is a pretty straightforward calculation. Okay, if I hit the button now, boom, I still got my 198. Okay, but now I can come in here and go, comma, what's the tax rate you want? Let's say 10%, 0.1. Okay, and now if I come in here and I run it, boom, there you go. 1780 seems about right. Now, since things are optional, you don't always have to specify them. For example, you might have seen me when I've done my open form videos, right? You can do command.openform, right? The form name, form F, and then I go comma, 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 because I don't care about those parameters. What I care about is the where condition, right? Where the customer ID equals whatever, 4, 2, 6, I don't know, hijai. Okay, those optional parameters, you don't have to specify them. So the same thing here, you don't have to specify that one if you don't want to. You can leave it like that. And the system will use whatever the default is. Come back over here, click the button, and it still works. You didn't get a discount? Okay. You might have, what did you make the storekeeper angry? You lost your discount? I don't know. What? You trying to smuggle out a pack of M&Ms? Who knows? All right, so those optional parameters are totally up to you. You can come in here and you can do, whoopsie, come here. Come back here. Lost my mousy mouse. All right. Right. Comma. All right. Discount as currency equals 0. Yeah, that's fine. Comma sales tax rate. Okay, I don't want either of those, so we can just do this. And that's how you end up. Okay. There is one more thing you can use called a variant. I've talked about variants in some of my videos before. A variant is where you basically don't know what the type of variable is going to be. And variants can be null. All right, so let's say we had another parameter in here. Let's just call it x as a variant. Okay, and since, whoops, hang on, what did I do? Oh, see, it caught me. It caught me. Look, I forgot the optional keyword. You have to, everything after the first optional has to be optional. So optional x as a variant. Okay, I'm not specifying a default value, so by default, it's going to be null. All right, and if you debug compile, it compiles, and if you click the button, you get your results, but variant or X can be anything. Okay? In fact, some programmers build in an optional last variant in a lot of their functions, just in case they want to send something random in the future, and it might be something different in any particular case. But you can use that value if you want, or you can even check to see if it's missing. That's the reason why I bring this up. And this only works with variants. If you see, you could say if ismissing, there's a function called ismissing X. Then message box missing, right? Save it, come in here, click the button, boom, it's missing. Okay. So yeah, that's how that works. Honestly, I almost never use this. I think the only time I've used ismissing in my 30-year career with Access is to teach it in a class. I don't think I've ever really used it. Because honestly, you're going to generally send things into a function of a particular type, and you can just check their values in here and see, do what you want with them. But this is like theory stuff. I've never used that in a practical database. Personally, I'm not saying you haven't, but yeah, okay. So there you go. That's it. That's how you set up optional parameters. If you want to learn more stuff like this, I got tons and tons of lessons on all kinds of everything VBA. Microsoft Access developer lessons. Check them out. I'm up to like 43 now, I think. So there's enough to keep you busy for a Saturday afternoon. But that is going to be your tech help video for today. I hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free, and click on the bell icon to select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Make sure you click the Show More link down below the video to find additional resources and links. You'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted, so if you'd like to get an email every time I post a video, click on the link to join my mailing list. Even if you don't want to become a member, feel free to donate to my tip jar. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got puppies to feed. How do you become a member? Click on the Join button below the video. After you click the Join button, you'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks. Silver members and up will get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, one free beginner class each month, and more. Gold members get access to download all of the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos, plus my code vault, where I keep tons of different functions that I use. You'll also get a higher priority if you decide to submit any tech help questions to me, and you'll get one free expert class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks, plus even higher priority for tech help questions, access to all of my full beginner courses for every subject, and one free developer class each month after you finish the expert classes. These are the full-length courses found on my website, not just for Access too. I also teach Word, Excel, Visual Basic, and lots more. You can now become a Diamond sponsor and have your name or company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown in each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. But don't worry, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access. It's over 4 hours long, and I just updated it for 2021. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll include a link below that you can click on. And also, if you like Level 1, Level 2 is just $1. Yep, that's all, $1, and it's free for all members of my YouTube channel at any level, even supporters. Want to have your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my tech help page on my website. You can send me your question there. While you're on my site, feel free to stop by the Access Forum. Lots of good conversations happening there. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course, YouTube. Once again, my name is Richard Ross. Thank you for watching this tech help video brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something today. I'll see you again soon.